A Phoenix-based abortion clinic has come up with a pretty clever way to ensure that their patients have access to the abortion pill quickly without breaking Arizona's newly restored law from literally the 1800s that bans almost all abortions, okay? So what they're doing is working with states like California to get the abortion pill to the border between California and Arizona to make sure that they can get that pill to women who need it or seek it. Under the arrangement that began on Monday of this week, patients will have an ultrasound in Arizona, get a prescription through telehealth appointments with a California doctor, and then have it mailed to a post office in a California border town for pickup, all for free. And the reason why they're able to do that for free is because this is all provided and funded for through the Abortion Fund of Arizona. And I know time to time I talk about these types of organizations, and if you want to support them, I encourage you to do it. You can do so by going to Abortion Fund of AZ, abortionfundofaz.org/debate. I'm sorry, donate, not debate, donate. So again, that's Abortion Fund of AZ, there we go, .org/donate. Okay, so it's actually more accessible than what they had been doing, okay? So the previous workaround used by Camelback Family Planning in Phoenix would have a doctor in Sweden prescribe the pills and a pharmacy in India would mail them to Arizona. But that would take up to 3 weeks. And obviously when it comes to abortions, time is of the essence. It's better to do so earlier rather than later. So this new workaround, this new loophole gets the pills to women quicker, which I think is great. I hate that it's come to this, that women living in these states have to resort to these loopholes and these workarounds, especially in a country that purports to be the land of the free. But I do like that there are organizations that are still fighting to make sure that women have some semblance of reproductive rights left, even if they're living in red states.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, a story like this creates all kinds of feelings because it is heartening to see that good-hearted people can find workarounds to these draconian, horrible laws, and literally people reaching back to 1800s laws, as you said, to try to rule out abortions in all cases. It's what happens when you have the descendants of Herschel Walker advising your early abortion policy. And so it's nice that you can come up with workarounds because in a time gone by, in a pre-Roe era, and hopefully this probably will still happen to some degree, but thankfully due to advances in technology, it'll happen a lot less. Now people can find ways around the law. As we've always said, women will find a way to get an abortion, it's just will it be safe or not? So at least now the workarounds can be safe instead of, God forbid, back alley, very dangerous situations, which again may still happen if people can't get access to the pills or that's the only option they have, or at a certain point in their pregnancy where they aren't able to take the pill anymore, which only I think works up until about 22 weeks or something like that. And so that is positive, but it's just such a shame that you have to do this because again, it just proves that these laws do not even accomplish what the people who claim to be pro-life say that it is intended to accomplish. You're not stopping any abortions, probably stopping 0 of them. What you're doing is making women's lives harder.
100%, but they don't care about that because that wasn't the intention to begin with. They don't actually care about abortions at all. It's about using abortion and reproductive rights as a wedge issue for political power. And for all the religious folks who are sincere about their beliefs on birth control and abortion, and those sincere beliefs are fueled by their religious faith, excellent, excellent. You get to practice that religious faith. You get to make decisions about your personal life based on that religious faith. I got no interest though in your religion making decisions about my personal life or my body or what I'm up to, period. Okay, we're not supposed to have a particular religion dictate all of us in a country that's supposed to support a separation of church and state. So look, I believe in people's, protecting people's ability to practice faith. I think that's important for a lot of people. I just have a problem with them forcing that on everyone else. It's just not right.
And you're so right. You have to look at the origins again of when this became a wedge issue. This was not the wedge issue the Republican Party chose back when their favorite wedge issue to divide the country was segregation. And once that became out of mode and all of a sudden too much of the country said, maybe we should treat all races equally. Okay, what else can we do? Women, let's restrict their rights. And that became the issue that they chose. It is not ever a sincerely held belief that makes this the priority that it always is for the Republican Party. It is about power, it is about control, and it is about finding some way to convince people that the other side is doing something terrible when it in fact is just a human right that most developed countries around the world respect a woman's right to decide about her own body with her own healthcare providers what to do.
Exactly.